Hello, Hannah the Suburban Witch here, and today I'm answering your tarot questions. These questions were submitted by you, my followers, via an Instagram story that I put out asking, what do you want to know about reading the tarot? I've already done episode 1 and episode 2 because there are lots of questions, so make sure to check those out as well, but you don't need to watch these in order. Today's questions that we'll be covering are how to not second guess yourself during a reading, what's the deal with jumper cards, can you use 2 different decks for different styles of reading? And what to do if a reading is wrong. If you're new to my channel, I'm Hannah the Suburban Witch, an intuitive tarot reader and astrologer, and I love sharing my spiritual and witchy tips with you all here on YouTube. I release a video every Wednesday. You can also find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and of course on my website where I also have a blog. Question number 1, tips for not second guessing yourself. Now this is so common in any of the intuitive arts because we are almost conditioned as we grow up to doubt or to question and be skeptical of anything that is not written by a scientist or in a journal or right there in front of us. So when we feel it coming from us, it's only natural to go, well, is that actually true? And there's this fear there as well of getting it wrong, right? And that fear then blocks us, and then these doubts come in and gets all messy. So the number 1 tip for not second guessing yourself is to trust the first answer you get. The more you trust, the clearer it comes through. But as soon as you doubt, that's when things start to get muddled. So if you are pulling cards and you pull, let's just say you're asking a question, is this person the one, right? Is this person the one? And we get this card here. Now this would be a no, all right? That's a no, that is not the one. But if you look at this and go, oh, maybe it is, it's not really feeling, I'll just get a clarification. The second you pick up that second card, because this one's not reading right, your reading is going to start getting skewed. You need to be trusting that first hit that you get. If you feel it as a no, your body might contract a little bit. You feel that no, it's a no. Trust it and go with it. Same works with things like pendulums. That's why a lot of people say that they're not as accurate, because sometimes people pick up a card, read that, and then go double check themselves with their pendulum. That's not how intuition works. That's not how divination works. You need to trust that first answer. So what you can do to move past this if you find yourself, second guessing a lot, use some intuitive crystals that are going to enhance your crown chakra. Okay, if your crown chakra is closed, then you're going to be skeptical and you're going to start doubting yourself, and you're going to get all of those sorts of things coming up. So make sure that you are using things like rainbow moonstone, amethyst, lepidolite. All of these are going to be really good to open up that crown chakra. Now, once you've worked on that aspect, so making sure energetically that you are aligned, you've also got to make sure you're grounded. Okay, so you don't have any of your fears flying around. You ground those into the ground. And then you can use some positive affirmations. I trust myself fully and completely. I am connected to the divine. Those sorts of things, and just saying them over and over is going to start getting your subconscious ready and alleviating some of those fears. So hopefully that helps you in trusting yourself and not second guessing. Question number 2, jumper cards. What is a jumper card? What do you do with them? So sometimes when we're shuffling, and let's be honest, we're not all amazing card slingers, like we haven't been working at the casino. Sometimes when you're shuffling, I'll see if I can make it happen. It's basically a card that, it fell out, right? It's jumped out of the deck. Now, some people will pick it up, pop it back in, and keep shuffling. Some people will pick that card up and say, okay, this card wanted to be read. This card needs to be read. There is no wrong or right way to do this, okay? So you just need to vibe with it. Sometimes I read jumper cards. Sometimes, if I'm in an in-person reading or doing like a live Zoom call, that sort of thing. If I'm doing one of my PDF readings, it doesn't feel right to do a jumper card. I don't know, the energy is a little bit different. So I just sort of flow with it reading to reading. And you'll know if you have 5 cards jump out, that's just bad shuffling. If you have 1, then I'm like, okay, that card might need to be read. So we'll just have a look at it. So sometimes it can provide extra information. Sometimes it doesn't. So just vibe into your own intuition as you're shuffling. Okay, does this feel significant? Yes, pick it up and look at it. If it doesn't, pop it back in and keep shuffling. As I said, there is no right or wrong way to do this. You will just learn as you go. And you can also just trial and error as well. So if you have a jumper, read it, see if it actually fits with the reading and resonates. If it doesn't, then, reassess and go, okay, so that was actually not one that was meaning to be read. All right, I'll know for next time. Okay, trial and error is fine. Next question is, can you use 2 decks for 2 different types of readings? The answer is yes. You can use multiple decks and you can use them however you want. For example, I have the Shadowscapes deck. Now with this one, I personally only use this one for my self-care reading, as in that's the only deck that I'll use for that reading service that I provide. So if anyone books the self-care, this is going to be the deck that you get, okay? Because it vibes so beautifully with that style of reading. When I am with clients, I will often ask them to tune into the decks that I put out, which one is, what are you feeling into? Which one is attracting you right now? And they'll pick based on their own intuition, and then I use that deck. So I often have multiple decks coming out during a reading, and sometimes switch it up and have 2 going or 3. It's totally up to the energy of the moment. But you can have a specific use, like this one is only for, self-care or spiritual healing. And this one, which is Rider-Waite-Smith, maybe this one is only for practical career finance. And then you've got another one for love readings. You can totally do that. That's fine. And you can mix and match the decks during your reading. So you can use multiple in the one spread. That is fine. I've also known readers that bring in oracle cards on top of their tarot cards, and it just provides an added layer. So definitely experiment, go try things. If you're feeling drawn to do something, give it a go. It could be something you're really good at, and it could make your readings just that next level. The last question today, what to do if a reading is wrong? Obviously, this is something nobody wants as a tarot reader, but we need to remember the accuracy in tarot is around about 80%, and that's a really good tarot reader, okay? So there's always going to be room for error. Generally, 80% means 80% of that reading was something that resonated, maybe 20% didn't really resonate. And the reason for this is the future is not fixed, and we can't know everything. We are not gods, we are not omnipresent, we are not meant to know everything. Okay, but we can provide a lot of guidance and a lot of things within that 80%. So sometimes you may have a reading that nothing resonates, it all falls flat. Now, if you're doing this in any professional aspect, you would absolutely, and I've got this in my code of ethics, refund in full and offer potentially another service. Now, I've not had that happen, but if you did have that happen, you're going to have to go into your customer service. Same with if you bought something faulty, you get the money back and you take it back, and you get maybe another offer of something different. But if you're just doing this for yourself and maybe it's a predictive reading, you might think, well, that didn't happen. Well, there's a few things at play here. The future isn't fixed. Our personal choice or our free will can change the outcome of the future. A good example for this, and I often tell people this when we start out with a reading. If you come to me and you ask, I'm going for an interview tomorrow, will I get this job? I'm like, okay. Let's have a look. Yes, you will get this job. And then you go, all right, guess I don't need to go to the interview then. You've just changed your future. You've just changed what's going to happen. If you don't go to that interview, of course you won't get that job. But you might look back and go, but the tarot reader said I would. Well, no, based on your energy at that time, you were going to go to that interview. You changed what you were going to do. You changed your future. So, better questions than, will I get this? Will this happen? That's a fate-based question. That's presuming everything is all preordained and it's going to happen. It's very fatalistic. It's not very empowering. You can change that to, what can I do to increase the likelihood of getting this job? That might come up with some things like avoid talking about this, or maybe, make sure you put emphasis on that, or ask them this question. More things come out of it and you walk out going, cool, I know how to, rock this interview now. So, word your questions a little bit differently. That's going to reduce your likelihood of getting things wrong. But then as well, just remembering that free will is a thing. And what you can do as well is start writing down your readings, especially if you're just doing them for yourself. Write them down, time and date, and then you can look back and check on your own accuracy as well. It's a really great way when you're starting out. But don't freak out. If you're scared of getting things wrong, that's when you're going to have doubt block your intuition. Okay, so you need to be open and trusting and believe as well. So I really hope this helps you today. I know it was a little bit of a shorter one. We've just got a couple of questions there. If you have any more tarot questions, I keep a little list going for the next episode, so definitely shoot them across to me. And as always, I really hope that you're having a lovely time wherever you are and staying safe from COVID as well. Love to you all. Bye.